left the plateau plains of southern Idaho, we have finally made our ways north in so many ways. We not only went north, meaning just north.
Yeah.
We came north in vertical.
Yes.
And we came north in temperature.
Yes.
Let's check out these Sawtooth Mountains. Okay, Abby. Good girl. Right here. Gotta hook you up.
With camp finally set up, we headed out on Fishhook Creek Trail to get our first taste of the Sawtooths. Most of the hike stayed tucked beneath the trees, but the rushing creek and occasional openings kept hinting at what was waiting ahead. Fishhook Lake provided our first wide-open view of the rugged peaks that define this mountain range. Surrounded by mountains and alpine scenery, it felt like a fitting introduction to a region that contains dozens of alpine lakes. We continued a little farther before reaching several large downed trees across the trail. Rather than climb over them on our first evening hike, we decided to head back to camp.
Good, very brisk morning. On our way in here, the car displayed at one time 24 degrees.
Yeah.
And I have to be honest, while the sun is warming us up, it's not a lot warmer.
Yep.
So we're going to have to bundle up here. Yesterday's hike, it was a really nice kickoff.
Yes.
And the views and the scene at the very end, it was certainly worth it. So
Yes.
that's very exciting. That being said, it's not all butterfly hugs and rainbow farts. We learned some things on that hike, and you saw some of the water flow that we showed towards the tail end as we walked closer to the stream. And while it's pretty and the power of the water is sort of neat to see, it's a bit of a bad sign for us for some of the other hikes that we had, and that's because the snowpack is still pretty prevalent.
Yep.
It's still melting quite a bit, and the cold temperatures that I mentioned means that it really hasn't gotten aggressive with melting off. So we have come over here to I think it's called the 10 Cup Trailhead.
Yep.
And the plan was, what was it? It's, Pettit Lake to Alice Lake?
Alice Lake, yes.
Was what we had hoped to do, and it should be about a 13-miler, and we had hoped to really make a big day of it. But
Maybe.
Honestly, some of the All Trails reviews say that the water flow is still a little tricky.
There's 4 stream crossings.
Yeah, and we don't know if we can dance, levitate, or whether we'll have to turn around, because levitating's probably not an option.
Gonna happen.
So I don't know. You did see some of the footage on the way in. It's still beautiful. I think we're going to make the most of it no matter what. We'll figure it out as we go.
Pettit Lake provided a beautiful start to the morning, making it easy to forget about the cold for a while. Before continuing into the Sawtooth Wilderness, we completed the required wilderness permit to help land managers monitor trail use and assist with search and rescue when needed.
What's the over-under on her over-under? Go ahead. Okay. Follow.
Nearly 350 miles of trails wind through this area, but wilderness travel does not always mean following a clearly defined path. The bypass around our first crossing was difficult to distinguish from the surrounding forest, leaving us to carefully work out the route as we went. This short detour gave us an early taste of the difference between following a maintained trail and simply finding a workable way through the wilderness. There were no reassuring signs or obvious tread to guide us, so we relied on the map, watched for small clues left by other hikers, and kept the creek nearby as a reference. It slowed our progress, but it also made us more aware of every turn we took. When the wide, worn trail finally reappeared, it felt like a small accomplishment and a welcome chance to settle back into the hike.
Over.
We found a steadier rhythm walking on the more established route. The forest still limited many of the views, but the climb was gradually carrying us toward more open terrain and a better sense of the surrounding mountains. By the time we reached the rocky switchbacks, the experience felt less like navigating around an obstacle and more like the mountain hike we had expected when we left Pettit Lake that morning. Water shapes much of this landscape. The Sawtooth Wilderness contributes to the headwaters of 4 major river systems, and thousands of mountain streams begin among these peaks. Seeing so much runoff below us while patches of snow still covered the higher slopes made that connection especially clear. The crossings were not isolated obstacles, but part of a much larger cycle, with the remaining snowpack steadily feeding the creeks and rivers throughout the region. The hiking season in this high country is relatively short, and the conditions were showing us why. Snow began appearing more frequently across the exposed trail until the last crossing delivered us directly into a much deeper stretch. We had brought microspikes for this exact possibility, so we put them on and continued. At this point, reaching Alice Lake still felt possible, but the trail ahead was clearly going to demand more attention than the miles behind us.
Get it, girl! Dig, 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 dig! What are we doing? Well, this is our turnaround spot. We made it up here 6.14 miles. Quite frankly, it's a lot further when we set out today than I thought we would make it. But the main thing here is this is the first time in the snow that if we lose our footing, there's just really nothing.
It's pretty sloped.
There's really nothing to catch our fall, and all we have is micro spikes. So we just feel like it's the safety call. There's really we have not seen another soul. So it's just us. So that's it. We're going to turn around, and I know there's epic views waiting for us on the way back down. So we're going to go enjoy them.
The confusing bypass had us wondering how easily we would find our way back through the woods. As it turned out, Abby had been paying closer attention than either of us. She put her nose to work and confidently retraced our route, leading us through the same twists and turns we had struggled to follow on the way up. Watching her take on the job was both helpful and pretty entertaining.
Somebody zonked out already.
Well, some in-the-moment, post-action thoughts about the hike. I did thoroughly enjoy it.
Yeah.
I'm glad we pushed on up the right side when we were not able to make the water crossings.
It's definitely worth it.
Yeah. That said, even though All Trails shows it, it's a bit of a bushwhack boondock. Like there is a lot of down trees, and it's not really a route, which is sort of sad because it wouldn't take that much for that to be a route, and it would open a good portion of the trail up much earlier in the season than waiting where you would have to do those water crossings. In fact, looking at All Trails reviews, it looks like it's late July a lot of times before people feel like it's safe doing those water crossings. So, a lot of people are doing it without a defined trail, and then it makes it worse because there's so many different paths that you're kind of you're 3 steps forward, 2 back, trying to find the right way. The second route around is much simpler. It's much more defined. It was a lot easier to do. And both of those, again, the views were just phenomenal just past them. So, just getting past those sections is a really good stop, depending on like how early or late in the season where the snow happens to be. For us, the snow was just too much. We were getting really close. We were, right at that, I said a little over 6. We had a few out and backs, but 6 miles-ish in, and it was supposed to be around 13. So we honestly only had like a half mile to a mile left to where the All Trails route that we were following. Mm-hmm. Of course, there's opportunities to go quite a bit further.
Yes.
There's backpacking and other things up there. So that's that. We are going to get back to the camper, take a shower, get some food, and get reset for tomorrow's big thing. And we don't know what that is yet, so we got to fire up the Starlink and figure that out as well. We had our old Jeep. Hopefully the audio here will be okay, but it's times like this they're honestly they're a bummer to us quite a bit, because Alana and I we mentioned in a video not too long ago, we have a lot of off-roading experience, and it's actually that experience that holds us up a bit.
Yeah.
We know where a vehicle's limit is, and our vehicle was not the limit of that situation that we ultimately turned around from. There was 2 limits. Number 1, this one does not like bumpy roads. We're still teaching her that the car banging and jostling around is okay. Yeah. And she's just not there yet. And that's the small one. The other one is we're by ourselves. Like, here we're midlife rovers, and we're doing a thing that not a lot of people have gotten into, a life situation where they're able to do that, and we haven't found the people that would hang with us and do these type of activities. This is that was a place where one other person for a little tug, a little spot, and it's not that you couldn't spot me.
Right.
We've done that before. It's just that you recognize you're out on a road, you're putting the vehicle we have, this isn't our old Jeep that we did all of the off-roading in. It's a very capable vehicle, but it also doesn't have what that needed. A little bit of flex and a locker. We have electronic locking, like the slip happens before to nerd out a little bit on off-road, the slip happens before the lock occurs, whereas if you have a locker, just all 4 wheels are turning. Anyway, I digress. Yeah. It's a bummer, and I thought it made sense to go ahead and share this emotional reaction. We were talking, do we share this or do we not? Because we feel like it's a bit of a failure. We didn't want a large hike today. One, because we had a significant hike yesterday. We had a decent hike the day before that, so we wanted an easy hike. And what we've learned in the area is the easy hikes are because you get there by car, and most of the trails that we have found in our very limited data from when we can get Starlink to work for just a bit, because we're in trees at our campsite, most of those, like there's a lot of fantastic day hikes and backpacking routes, but there's not a lot of like 4, 6, 7 mile hikes that we could just do in the morning that's a little easier, and then do something else in the afternoon. And for us, we want to do something else in the afternoon. We are very close to Redfish Lake. Our campsite, like literally, we can carry our kayak to the water, and it's sitting down there in an epic view of the mountains. So we waited for today, where we would have the warmest of the days. It at least gets up to close to 70 today. So anyway, that was supposed to be our afternoon after we did this hike, because we're abandoning. Then, well, we're just gonna go back. We're gonna explore a little bit around camp. We're gonna look at where to put the boat in, and just sort of decompress a little bit, and still do the afternoon activity at a little slower, longer pace. So there you go. Our disappointment and our happiness. Let's go kayak.
With our morning plans behind us, we used the extra time to slow down and explore a few pull-offs and campgrounds around Redfish Lake. It was a simple reset, but after a disappointing start, taking the day as it came felt like the better plan.
Ready, ladies?
Let's go.
Let's go for a paddle. Wrong way. Hey, we're going out here. Here you come. Good girl.
Redfish Lake is a glacial alpine lake stretching roughly 4.5 miles with about 11 miles of shoreline. Its deepest point reaches 387 feet, yet the water can still offer 20 to 30 feet of visibility. That clarity gave us a completely different view of the lake, revealing submerged rocks, logs, and changing colors beneath the surface, while the mountains remained reflected above us. We pulled ashore near the inlet to stretch our legs and get a closer look at the water flowing into the lake. This was close to the Redfish Inlet trailhead where the lodge's boat shuttle drops hikers, saving them several miles around the shoreline. The shuttle runs on demand with 4 or more passengers with scheduled pickup times for smaller groups. There is an additional cost for the shuttle, and dogs are welcome for an extra fee as well. Since we already had several other hikes on our agenda, it wasn't something we seriously considered for this trip. Being here early in the season came with some real benefits: quieter trails, peaceful campgrounds, and far fewer people on the water. We often had long stretches nearly to ourselves, which made the experiences feel even more special. But the solitude came with trade-offs, including colder temperatures, lingering snow, downed trees, and places we simply could not reach yet. As much as we appreciated the quiet, this visit reminded us that arriving before the crowds can also mean arriving before the mountains are fully ready for summer.
Proof that everything happens for a reason.
Yep.
I have to be honest. Had we done the hike that we had planned, we would have had to cut our paddle short.
Yes.
And while this was a lovely place to paddle, we wouldn't have been able to make it all the way down to the inlet, which is the area that we just really thoroughly enjoyed ourselves. So it was nice. Ultimately, we did like it.
Yes.
There was 2 sections where some weather kicked up, and we had to fight some whitecaps and some rough water.
Yeah.
But we did just fine, and now we're back. We've had dinner. We're out for an evening stroll. This is our final evening here. We have been staying at Glacier View Campground. Several campgrounds here.
Yeah.
Not going to promote more than one or the other. However, I will pop up what the view is out our front window.
Yes.
It's been pretty amazing
Yeah.
every morning to watch the sunrise, sunset.
Yes. And every
And,
evening.
and
Yes.
see that mountain
Yes.
every time that you look out that big window. So it's been great. There's also the lodge where we have been walking around. There's a store, a restaurant, and really laundry, everything that you just about need. Keep in mind, all of the campgrounds are National Forest campgrounds, so pretty much dry camping the entire time you're there. I think that's it. I think we covered all the bases. If we didn't, I'm sure Alana will make up for it. She'll make up for it, or has made up for it in voiceover. Thanks for following along. Hopefully you come out here and visit this location. It was nothing more than an Instagram post turned into Google Pin, and here we are.
Yes.
And this is why. So add your own Google Pin and make your way out here. Thanks for following along. We will see you at our next destination. Bye-bye.
Bye.